by 10 o'clock, sorry. So 3 more minutes. I welcome you all to this webinar, our super mentors, our facilitators, our esteemed members, and those we invited. Thank you very much for joining the call. We will start immediately, that is 10 a.m. Thank you, ma'ams. Okay, a minute to go. Good morning. Ola Oshe become okay, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am. I hope you cannot hear me.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am. You're welcome.
How are you doing?
Facility, very decent women of timber and caliber. This webinar academy, and I want to welcome all of us. This is a topic where every entrepreneur is willing and ready to hear about how to avoid decision fatigue. So we want to hear from our very seasoned entrepreneurs how they got to where they are today and the daily steps they took. So without much ado, I would like us to start with an opening prayer and then the national anthem. Please, admin, as soon as we are done with the opening prayer, please, you will roll the national anthem. Please, I will want to confirm again that you can hear me well. Please give me an emoji, type yes in the chat box. And I want to request that someone, thank you very much, Mrs. Abisola Shodi. I want to request that someone please kindly volunteer to pray for us. Thank you, ma'ams. Please just go ahead, unmute and pray. Thank you. Somebody did that for us.
Heavenly Father, I want to say thank you for this morning. We appreciate you because you are the Almighty God. You never fail, you never sleep, you never slumber. Thank you for this gathering again. Thank you for gathering of these women. We ask, Lord God, even as we gathered again this morning to learn, we ask, Lord God, that it will profit us in the name of Jesus. And to every of our facilitator, Lord, I ask, Lord God, as they speak, oh Lord God, those speak to every pain point in the name of Jesus. And all the glory will be yours, oh Lord God. In Jesus' precious name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, ma'am, for taking the opening prayer. Admin, kindly roll the national anthem. Thank you.
Nigeria, we
Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. At this time, I want to make welcome the new Academy Coordinator in the person of Pastor Kemi Shola Tioluwanimi to take the welcome address and recognitions, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Akompe, for the day. God bless you. Thank you so much. It's a great day. We bless the name of the Lord. I want to welcome everyone, and I want to welcome specifically our guest speakers who agreed to be here with us. They agreed graciously to be part of this program. You are welcome. I know there will still be recognitions, but let me just, the proper recognition will come later. I'm not doing that, but I would still like to mention them. I want to appreciate Mrs. Koforola Olaoshebikon, the Group MD of OFSO. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And Mrs. Adun Ola Akiyemiju. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, ma'am. You have been, all of you have been blessings so new. We know that, and we are very grateful to God that you are part of this particular session, because we know that everyone will be blessed because of your wealth of experience and your commitment, to being of great service to the society. Thank you so much. And Dr. Yemisi Adeyeye, everyone that is here today as a guest speaker has always been showing up for us, either in NNEW, either to support the goals and objectives of NNEW, or to be part of our programs to add value to entrepreneurs. And so we welcome you again today. I want to appreciate the supervisory committee. We came together by the grace of God to put this together. And then, of course, the backup of the faculty. I'm recognizing Mrs. Bukola Femi Ajala, the program admin, recognizing, beg your pardon, Mrs. Omokorede Fashoro, member of the supervisory committee. I don't know whether, I think I saw Mrs. Abisola Oshodi too, a member, and then of course, Mrs. Folakemi Fatade, the deputy coordinator of the academy. You're welcome, and I want to appreciate Mrs. Uloman Kemakulam. Thank you so much. All the people that are showing up today for this beautiful program, avoiding decision fatigue, all participants. Some of them came to know about this program through the church, and some of them came very early to check up that all is going well with the with the the Zoom. So we want to appreciate you too. You are all welcome. Today we are looking into this webinar, avoiding decision fatigue. Many entrepreneurs are faced with so many decisions to take every time. Every time they are faced with so many decisions. So this is one of the things that we saw in the committee, and we decided that there's something, to even have a webinar about, and we are going to be having our webinar quarterly. So this is the first for the year, and by the grace of God, avoiding decision fatigue. The entrepreneurs have to take decisions, and you do not want to be overwhelmed. So that's why we have great people today to come and speak from there. It's just like an experience sharing, of course, a knowledge sharing session. That's what I would call it, experience sharing session and knowledge sharing session. So we're going to learn from there. And please, let us pay attention. I have found out in all my years, I've always been in training, since I started my career. I found out that so many things I learned from training, I've been able to apply them in every aspect of my life, whether in the religious arena, or whether in my personal life, my business life. So please, let us pay particular attention today. I'm not going to speak to this session, but the topic of the webinar is avoiding decision fatigue. And I want to chip in quickly. Please, by the grace of God, expect to see us once a quarter with some of our free webinar. Of course, we have fee-paying programs, which we are going to, some of this we are going to show you at the end of the program. But for now, I'm going to hand over back to the person that will be doing proper recognition of our guest speakers and everyone that has to be recognized today. Thank you so much. You are welcome once more. Please enjoy the session I plan to do. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, let's give it up to our new academy coordinator, Pastor Kemi Shola Toluwanimi. Please show her some love. Use the emojis. Thank you so very much, ma. We love you. Thank you for what you're doing in the academy and all the committee members of the academy. Thank you, ma'ams. Thank you for this webinar. It is something I am looking forward to, and I know everyone that is on the call will gain something from this webinar. Without much ado, I would like to make welcome the program coordinator in the person of Mrs. Buki Femi Ajala to just give us a rundown why we are here. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I would like to stand on the existing protocols because I know proper introductions will still be done. But let's give honor to whom honor is due. When I was looking at the profile of our speakers, I said, my God, these are heavyweights and they have walked the talk, and it's lovely to have them here that they would even spare their precious time for us. Thank you so much, Ma. I know the proper introductions will be done, but I want to honor you as well. And also to let you know that this is going to be recorded, thank God, because it's a technology era that we have. So we will be recording this because we know some people said, oh, I'll be at work at that time. Said, no problem. It will be uploaded on YouTube. So just to put that, across. But yes, I have 5 minutes. I'm sure I've used 1 minute. I still have 4 more minutes. But this is just to give you, a bit of, a tester why we are here. All right. So I want us to go on the chat box, right? And answer this question. At 10 a.m. today, that is before you actually came to this program, how many decisions do you think you have done? Please go on the chat. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Yes, have you done less than 20? That is between the time you woke up at 10 a.m. Was it less than 20? Was it 20 to 50? Or was it maybe over 50? I mean, it's interesting. It will be interesting. Okay. I can't see. Okay, yeah. Ulama says less than 20. Yes. Keep it coming. Ruth says 10 to 15. Keep it coming. It will be interesting to see. Oh, Salista Sinner says less than 20. Okay. Yes, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. And then, of course, I also want to find out from you, but please keep those answers coming. What is one decision you make repeatedly that drains your energy? You probably want to think about that because I know I've also used another 1 minute, so I still have 3 more minutes. So today we are coming here for avoiding decision fatigue, how daily decisions support vision and strategy. And for me, why are we here? Why did we decide, to do this webinar? We have looked around and we found out that there are some things that entrepreneurs, we try to overlook them, but they are the key things that we need to look at, and that's decision making. Research shows that an average person actually makes 30,000 decisions every day. So if you divide this by 1 hour, so some of you that you said 10 to 15, I want you to redo the calculation again because this is research findings. An average person does 30,000 decisions every day, from what we wear, what we do. Even right now that you are here, you are making a decision. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I go and do this? A whole lot of things is happening at the same time. And that's why we are looking at, for entrepreneurs and leaders, decisions don't just increase. but what they carry more weight, because your choices actually affect people, businesses, finances, and your long-term direction. So we realize that we don't want entrepreneurs to struggle, and that's why we are coming with this webinar that just sip everything that our experts, because they have walked the talk. They have walked the talk. And then we do not want you to have decision fatigue. That is, you will struggle to make a whole lot of decisions, and the volumes are much, the pressures are much, particularly if you have to do daily decisions. And you know that this daily decision you make today, it's going to transit somehow on the long time. So we do not want you to have decision making, and that's why we are here to listen. And in the spirit of give and take, which is the theme for the International Women's Month, which is the month of March, we brought together these experienced entrepreneurs and professionals, to share the practical ways to manage decisions. So today they will be talking about a whole lot. They'll be talking from their wealth of experiences, and they'll be giving us insights. So please relax. And of course, you can still share the link with so many people, though I've mentioned it that we are going to upload it, on YouTube, so that a whole lot of people will listen to it. I mean, we still have room, on the platform. So please just share and tell them that, let them come so that they can make healthy decisions. So once again, I want to welcome everybody to this and honor our speakers. Thank you so much. So over to you, Deacon Uloma.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Wow. So between that, a short period of time, we can make as many as more than 20 decisions. It's true. So many things were going through my hands since I woke up this morning. So many things, phones ringing, things I needed to do. I'm like, I will take it one at a time, please. Thank you, ma, for that. Thank you. I'll go right ahead to introduce our very much esteemed and seasoned speaker this morning. But I want us to do something. The coordinator of New Academy had told us that we need to pay attention. So I will very much appreciate it. Ground rules, please ensure your mic is muted unless when you're to speak. As much as possible, you can, if you're not speaking, you can put off your video so that it tends to drag sometimes. We have very good internet connection in our country. So please, we would like you to observe these rules so that we can have a seamless journey this morning. So on that note, and we are working with time, I'm sure that our speakers have been told the time they are going to speak, 15 minutes each, because we have time for questions. We want this to be very, very engaging and practical. People will be asking questions. So we have allotted more time to the, because here it's not about, from the book. They are going to be sharing with us their experiences in their entrepreneurial journey and how they were able to avoid decision fatigue. So without much ado, particular order, I will read the profiles of our speakers this morning, and then I will call this first speaker to take the mic after I have done so. So admin, if you can share, I'm going to start with Mrs. Aduola Akinyemiju. She is the founder and president, Downsall Christian Mission and Downsall High School. I know she's there because I saw her a while ago.
Let me share.
So I'll pick from my device. Okay, ma'am. So Aduola Akinyemiju is a graduate of the University of Ife. Ma'am, I'm sorry if I didn't get your name, the pronunciation well. Please pardon me. I'd like to get it well. So maybe when you come on, you help me to pronounce it well. So she is a graduate of University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University. And she has a postgraduate diploma from the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow, Scotland. She worked as a university and school administrator from 1972 to date in the University of Ife. Bayero University, Kano, Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAM, Atlantic Hall Education Trust Council, and currently Dancehall Christian Mission, which she founded in 1993. She has a personal vision of affecting people for good and for God. As part of her pursuit of this vision, she set up the Kingdom Women Fellowship, where women are raised to have a deep and meaningful relationship with God. Through this ministry, she supports widows and women in need to set up businesses. She also supports women treating cancer with financial, moral, and spiritual need as they go through treatments. As a new gem, she gives financial support to new in raising up and coming businesses of members. She is passionate about raising a new generation unto God through Christian schools. She gives expression to this passion through Dancehall Christian Mission, a ministry that runs 2 Christian schools, Dancehall High School and Dancehall Nursery and Primary School in Lagos, Nigeria. She supports the building of schools in Yobe and Taraba states of Nigeria. She is a mentor to many, an author, and a notable speaker at conferences and seminars, especially on effective running of schools. Adun is married to Tunde Akin-Yemiju, and they are blessed with biological and spiritual children and grandchildren. Please, I'd like us to give a welcome emoji to Mrs. Aduola Akin-Yemiju. She's not the one speaking now, but just appreciate her, show her some love. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting to come to share from your wealth experience with us. Thank you so much. We love you genuinely. So we get to the next speaker for today, Mrs. Olaosebikon Oyeshola Kofowora, MIODFIMC, Group MD of Cofsol Group. And founder, Flourishing Line A to Z. Next slide, please. Olaosebikon Oyeshola Kofowora, MIODFIMC, is the Group MD of Cofsol Group and founder, Flourish Online A to Z, okay? The group is made up of Cofsol Concepts, a corporate branding agency, Precise Cleaning Services with special, this is covered, presentation. Okay, let me open my.
Sorry,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, okay now.
All right, okay. Precise Cleaning Services, specialty in airport cleaning. Hannes and Dave Training Workspace, an attitudinal enhancement company. Angels Cove, an entrepreneurial development company. Daily Fashions, Uniforms, and Badges, a workwear production company. You can imagine. So we have people here who really have experience in what we are going to be talking about. She is a member of World Brand Congress, Chartered Institute of Professional Printers, Cleaning Professional Association of Nigeria, the Institute of Directors, life member of Lagos Business School and EDC Pan-Atlantic University. She also belongs to numerous networks like NNEW, WIMBIZ, NASME, LASME, NASIMA, Nigerian German Business Association, and many more. She is in partnership as a faculty with LSETF and United Nations Women Do. She volunteers as business mentors in numerous interventions as Cherry Blair Foundation, Lagos State Youth Mentorship, Ready Set Work projects, Lagos State, and many more. Ola Oshebiko OK is on the advisory board of the World Brand Congress, Ribbons Rogue, an initiative supported by UN to raise funds for AIDS awareness. She is an ambassador and country representative and counsel in Nigeria to GWIIN, that's Global Women Inventor and Innovator Network. She has served in focus group team that created the mini MBA program for Access Bank and the She Ventures for FCMB. She is a traditional chief both in Lagos and Kwara states and an author of 3 books. She is a doctorate student with Swiss International Management Academy. She is married and blessed with children. Please, let's give it up to Mrs. Ola Oshebiko Oyeshola Kofowora, MIFIMC. Please show her some love. We have women here, seasoned entrepreneurs that have come to share with us from their wealth of knowledge. We are grateful, ma'am, for your presence, and we love you genuinely. So our third speaker, not the last, not the least, we have Dr. Rebecca Oluwayemisi Adeyeye. She is the co-founder and MD of Life Funds Hospital. Dr. Rebecca Oluwayemisi Adeyeye is the MD of Life Funds Hospital and AMP Foundation, founder of Shield Unlimited UK. She is a management consultant and the author of Entrepreneurship is a Beautiful Thing, a practical business guidebook available on Seller. A multi-award-winning leader, her recognitions includes the Forbes Africa 2025 award. She is an international mentor with various organizations such as the UN Women, World Bank, DO, Tony Elumelu Foundation, and WIMBIZ. Dr. Adeyeye's media features include BBC, Meridian USA, Forbes, and Business Day. She is a TEDx speaker who has spoken on many platforms, including King's College London, Dubai Leadership Summit, and Startup Bromley London. She's a member of the Board of Governors of Kemnel Technology College London and co-founder Life Funds Foundation, whose project has empowered 5,000 women and youth through healthcare, entrepreneurship, economic advancement, technology, and Christian faith. She's also the co-founder of Life Funds Multipurpose Cooperative Society that has funded many businesses in different sectors of the economy. Her goal is to impact the world positively through her expertise, education, and experience. She is married to the love of her life, Sojourn Ademola Adeyeye, and they are blessed with 2 adorable teenagers. Please, I'd like us to show love to Dr. Rebecca Oluwayemisi Adeyeye. Please, can we unmute and clap? We have women on call this morning, very seasoned, very loaded.
Hello, welcome. Nice having you in our midst.
You're welcome, ma'am.
You're welcome,
man.
You're
highly
welcome.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to have you, ma'am.
Yes, to think that this webinar is free, please, I'd like you to please note that New Academy, we have paid events. So this is just a teaser to let you know that New Academy is loaded. So when we call on you to now pay, please, you will pay. Thank you very much. So I'd like to yield the mic. So this is just a teaser to let you take over from me. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. I'd like to make welcome our first speaker this morning, Mrs. Olaoshebiko. Okay. Thank you, ma. I yield the mic to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And I would also love to say thank you to those of you who have found time to join us this morning. Because if we've called this meeting, by the way, I'm a member of NNEW, so when I use we, then you know why I'm saying we. So if we have invited you and you do not welcome the invitation, then we'll just be here doing it all by ourselves. Okay? I'll be sharing a few slides so that we can be on the same page. My network can be hurry, so I've actually given the slides to the organizers. I hope you can hear me right now, because as everybody was talking, it was seizing a little bit. So I'm sure it's from my side. My network had been easy on Zoom like all week. And I'm being warned that my network is unstable. So let me just put off my video. Perhaps that can help us this morning. All protocols duly observed, but these ones go without me saying Ekaroma to Mommy Akiyemiju. God bless you for all you do. Thank you for joining us again. Eshima, Eshigoni. And to my sister, Dr. Adeyeye. I'm on my knees, though. Even if you are not from Ofa, you are from Kwara, you are my Yako. So you are welcome. And I welcome everyone. The topic had been said so many times, and I have just 15 minutes to go through this. Avoiding decision fatigue, and how your daily decisions can support your vision and strategy, and can also go against your vision and strategy. So I'll first, when I'm speaking, I like to go by who, why, what, where, what, when, and all of that. So let's quickly run through some definitions of the keywords that we have in what we are speaking to. What is a decision, by the way? We all know that a decision is a choice, conclusion made maybe after a lot of consultations. Then you take a decision. That's what a decision is. That thing that you now say, this is what we will do, after your consultation. Then fatigue. This is a state of extreme and maybe persistent exhaustion. I'm not a medical doctor. I believe Dr. Adeyeye will be able to speak more to the medical part of this. But I live with one. I sleep on the same bed with one. So maybe I'm a doctor by association. So fatigue is extreme and persistent exhaustion. If you are fatigued, you will have low energy, and this is caused by what we want to, part of what causes this is what we want to discuss today. Decisions. When we take too many decisions, then what is a vision? When you want to look at vision, ordinarily, it's the faculty of sight, maybe your mental imagination of what could be, But when we are talking about vision in business, then you are talking about what you intend to see in your businesses. Forward-looking, inspirational, You put up the statement, your vision statement, defining your company's long-term goals and the kind of future, the desired future that you want to see. Typically, business people will put this at between 5 to 10 years. Some people can do 2 years, but your vision is that thing you want to see in your businesses, long-term goals. Then strategy. high-level comprehensive plan, to achieve your vision, to achieve those long-term goals. So because we need to understand all of this, if you want to know how then your decision fatigue can impair this, or if you choose properly what to decide, how you decide, then you will have a great time doing your businesses, achieving your vision, your set goals, and all of that. Because your strategy will bridge all those things you have put together. So then, what is decision fatigue? When you put all of this together, then we know that decision fatigue is actually the mental, physical exhaustion, because it doesn't only end with your mental state. You can be physically so fatigued that you go to business meetings and you are looking so run down. You don't want that as a business person, as an entrepreneur. So decision fatigue is the mental, physical exhaustion that can result from making too many, especially when they are consecutive decisions. So you are looking at this, you are putting this together, you are scattered here and there. This can lead to impaired judgment, the way you look at your life, the way you look at even your family, the way you look at your businesses as entrepreneurs. Then you now start taking very poor decisions, very poor choices. We define decision as the choice you make, and then you will have very, very reduced willpower to even work. So you just start taking your decisions anyhow. Okay, this is what decision fatigue is. It can lead to impaired judgments, poor choices, like I said, and you can even be, you may not be motivated. We have all woken up today, and I'll tell you why we can be this sizzling and we are talking well, our voices can be heard. I will tell you later. I mean, talking about the definition, I think I've talked about the effects, some of the effects of decision fatigue. It can give you mental burnout. You are not even able to think straight again. I'm sure you cannot relate. You enter the kitchen, you want to probably take a knife, and then you are going into the freezer. I'm sure you've all experienced this before. Let's not just lie about it. That is decision fatigue. You've been taking you've been clustering the brain with so many things. So when you are to decide on what you want to do in the kitchen, the thing has just run away. I'm talking straight from my heart because it has happened to me. And all I'm saying and all I will be saying here, there are things that I do now, because what we want to do this morning is to avoid them. How can we avoid them? How can we avoid this mental burnout? How can we avoid executive dysfunctioning? How can we avoid depletion in how we do things, especially in our businesses? Because NNEW is a business platform. So we are speaking in terms of decision, as it affects your businesses, So you must always think about it that too many decisions taken daily can be very dangerous. So we want to look at the inherent dangers and why you should take heed as entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and people in business. Too many decisions taken daily is very, very dangerous. I know some of us, and I'm telling you because this is where I have been before, we are perfectionists. No other person can do it well. We want to see everything, prim and proper. Well, it's good. It's very good. But when it affects you mentally and is affecting your decision taking and making, then you need to take heed. Because when you have decision fatigue, you start procrastinating. Things that you should do now, you start putting it off because you've taken so many unnecessary decisions. And I'm telling you because I've been there. Like, what will I wear? What will I eat? Even the Bible tells us that much. We shouldn't be bothered about all these things, but we still carry them everywhere, especially as women. I know there are men on this call, but this relates so much to women entrepreneurs. At the end of the day, you know that you have gone to this event and nobody has even noticed what you have won. So you have only just, messed up your own thoughts, your decisions, your everything, your vision, your businesses for the sake of something that nobody will notice. You procrastinate, you take decisions carelessly, things that you should stop on and really think about, you don't do them anymore. So this can result actually in brain fog, like what you have when you are talking to somebody and then you suddenly forget what you are saying. Even if you have already practiced it for so long, you can't go to business meetings and have that kind of situation and you still expect people to respect you. Okay, this stems from decision fatigue. Too many decisions being put at the same time. And this can actually be very overwhelming to the point that it can affect your health. You can have physical discomfort. You can have headache. Now to the big how. How do you guide against this? How, really? How? We've seen, we have been told what decision fatigue really is and the dangers that are inherent. So how do we guard against all of this? Because like we know, this can impair our vision. And once your vision is impaired, that's trouble. Okay? And it's not as if the ideas are not there. You have the ideas, God has given you the vision, you've even put it on your vision board. But then the way you take decision is probably affecting what you are doing. So for me, I build my routines. Like, what would I do? In fact, sometimes I normally tell people when I'm invited to speak, when I'm invited to do anything, I'll say, give me 1 week. You cannot come to me today and say, come and talk to us tomorrow. And that's another thing we must learn to say, no. In fact, capital no. Because when you take up everything, when you don't build your routines, you fix what you need to do. Like right now, and I'm telling you, I may do other things. I may have some other stuff to be done and I could do them, but I don't take more than three important things daily. Nothing more than 3. People may see me and they will say, oh, she's doing so much to do, but 3 important decisions. I won't take more than that. So if I have 3 engagements, maybe speaking engagement for a day, and the 4th one comes in, I will say no. And I will have so much built the routine. I will fix the one that will be for morning. So I will have thought about it a night before. Maybe in between the morning session and the afternoon session, I will think towards the afternoon and then I will think through the 3rd one. Okay? I don't take unnecessary decisions. I don't. Like yesterday now, we are thinking of talking here, avoiding decision fatigue. The thing that should be coming into my mind would be, what would I tell people? I need to look back to how did I conquer mine? What do I do daily? The last thing that could come to my mind is, what will I wear on this Zoom? It's too trivial for me. I can just open my wardrobe and pick something. That's good enough, So you need to build your routine. When you have less thinking about mundane things, you will execute better. Okay? Then another thing is that you have to decide, like I said now, that I lay down on my bed yesterday and I was like, oh, tomorrow is this new thing. How did I even overcome having to get to the kitchen and I'm looking for knife inside the freezer and I'm looking for bread inside the cupboard, you know? How did I get over this? You know, let me give you an experience. I was talking to somebody. I had packed so much some time ago now. I packed so much into my week. So I got to church. I still had to go early. Of course, I listened, I danced. Nobody would know what I was going through, but I knew I had brain fog. So after the service, somebody was talking to me, and I wanted to talk to him about a meeting, a training that we will have in the training place the next day. Believe you me, I forgot the meeting, the name of the training. I forgot totally. I mean, thank God for who God is. I went round and round and round, and I said, don't worry. When you come, you will just know, and we will say cleverly. I know it was when I got inside the car and I talked to myself, this is getting out of hand. You need to go back to building your routines. If church services are supposed to be 10, and you know that attending 2, decide for those 2. As a matter of fact, you'll be more productive in the 2 than taking out the 10 and then just showing up because you need to show up. So, and then, you know, like I said, when we're defining decision fatigue, some of us are perfectionists. Try as much as possible to delegate. Although I know that as a business person, I'm talking from experience, it's very difficult to get people that you can actually delegate to, but still try. Try and delegate and do as much as you can do. Don't pack too much. Not everything will need your attention. You have to build system. You have to build system in your workplace so that even when you are not there, repeated tasks have ways that they have to do them. Make sure that you build system into your businesses. My mentees know this is one of the things we will talk about over and over and over again. You have the structure, so that when you are not there, you know, you don't really need to shout at people so that you can protect your energy when it comes to you deciding on high value, when you are taking high value decisions. Then you must master, I've said this, you have to master the power of no. There's a lot of power in saying no. You don't have to do everything because every yes drains your energy, my brothers and sisters. Every yes that you shouldn't have said and you have said will drain your energy, but every no can protect your focus. So you have to be very intentional with the commitments you take. You have to align yourself with your daily chaos. What do you want to do today? Does it really support your vision? Everything, you know, vision can come once, but every day you have to be sure that you are working towards your vision, okay? You need to find out whether the activity, like we are here now, is it part of my vision? Yes, because it is, and I'm here. If not, it is a distraction. All right, so I'm closing right now. Your vision can come in one day. Implementation is continuous. Don't lose it to trivialities. Be intentional with your decision. Be disciplined to take decisions that align with your vision. I just said this. Decision fatigue is a thief of your vision. Don't be scattered everywhere. If you dissipate your energy unnecessarily, your vision will be delayed. Take control of your decision. It is actually, when you do that, you are taking control of your future. Thank you so much once again for having me. God bless you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Please, can we give her some love emojis, a clap? Thank you for sharing with us. Please, I enjoy you to please stay a little bit on the call because we are going to be taking questions and the question and answer session after each speaker have spoken. That's why we are very conscious of the time. Thank you very much. And please drop your questions in the chat room so that we can pick it. We don't want to waste a lot of time on that segment. Thank you very much. So I want to make welcome now our second speaker, Mrs. Akiyemi Jumam. Over to you to share from your rich experiences. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, ladies, and if there are gentlemen here, good morning, sisters. Sister Perennial, as Neil would say. I'm delighted to be here to share experiences, as I've been asked to do, on the topic avoiding decision fatigue, and how daily decisions support vision and strategy. I'm also delighted that NNEW is going places. NNEW keeps going higher. I appreciate the coordinator of NNEW Academy, all the members, the faculty and committee members. I really want to appreciate the last speaker, Zola Shebiko, and God bless us all. As where we said women were limited, we're no longer limited. And I'm glad that the generation behind me, it's a generation that has broken ceilings and that is going places. It's exciting. And I'm also excited that I've been asked to share, just speak from the heart. And the Lord will help me to do so in the 15 minutes that I have. Leadership comes with loads of decision making at different levels. And even if you are not a leader, just like the teaser we had earlier on, everyone, I didn't realize that we wake up with decisions every day. And it's so important. And so speaking about what I do, when we started, everybody starts small. And entrepreneurs, let's understand, if you are a business owner, you start small, and by the grace of God, it keeps growing. And so decisions have to be taken, like we heard, on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, annual or quarterly, like budgets and all of that. These things come so often, and they affect the vision, like we've been told. So in general, if we are to avoid decision fatigue, we need to get to a point where we take a break and look at what we do. Quite often, just breathe in and out and say, wait a minute, where am I? We just said that. What am I doing? If I'm not careful, I will burn out. And I was laughing when Mr. Lashley, because some of us are perfectionists. But if we are not careful, and this is what NNEW is saying, the academy is saying, we don't want a burnout because we take decisions, especially at family levels, we still cook, we still do all of those things that we need to do. But it's important that we look at what we're doing. What am I doing? Should I do all of this? And I'm going to talk about Dancehall. We started as a tutorial center, and with God's help, we moved to the high school level. And with the primary school starting 10 years after. And there was a time where all the letters, all the emails, all the visitors, everyone had to come to me. Inquiries, everything, explaining the vision, explaining the mission. It was just me doing it. But then I got to a point where, you employ staff to take care of some of those things. Now, when it comes to administration, I'm a perfectionist, unfortunately. But I had an we called the person administrative manager then, who took care of accounts, administration, and all things. I was keeping an eye on that. But then we then got to a point where I still needed to evaluate, sit back, like I said, and say, what do we need part-time? One of the things that we did in a school setting, because I run a school and we need, I'm sure there are many people who run schools here. We set up a board, a governing council, that's what it's called in a school, a governing board. And within the board, there were different professionals. They would bring in, we had an accountant, a chartered accountant, a medical person, an education expert. Our chairperson at that time was a retired principal and all of that. But as things went on, with the board had also, the board advised we needed management, a management team that would meet often. And the management team was made up of heads of the various units. Before the elementary school came, because the high school ran for 10 years before the elementary school came, the head of junior school, head of junior school, head of this, just a few of us at that time, we met, and then whatever, they came with situation reports, challenges, and then we would take decision on them, and then they will go back. We were meeting weekly. And then when the elementary school started, the head of elementary school would join. And so presently, for instance, the management team is made up of the head of the junior school, the head of the senior school, the head of the elementary school, of course, the principal, who is also the director of the two schools. We also have we now have an administrator who takes charge of maintenance and all the ways the school runs. Then we also have a vice principal in charge of this, vice principal in charge of that. So we take decisions, and well, they take decisions, because to be honest, I'm no longer on the board, I'm no longer on the management team. By the grace of God, I'm 77, but I still go into school because I enjoy meeting with students. I enjoy relating and ministering to them because it's a ministry. So, but it's also been said earlier on, there has to be a structure. And that structure, it's from, we grow it, we groom it. And the structure, there has to be an organogram. Within the organogram, or what is, if you call it an organizational structure, organizational chart, there's a line of reporting, a reporting line where everybody knows what to do and who to report to, so that clashes are reduced. It's so important, so that now you see what I'm talking about. It's no longer Adam taking all the decisions. So it came from where I said employ someone, employ two, employ three, but now there's a chart. There's a line, we draw the organizational chart. So the growth process is also so important that we begin to now take a decision that in this place, I'm not the person in charge. I'm not the person in, I mean, it's not just me. It's about people. The school system and any organization is about people. It's people oriented, so we need to listen to people. Then when there's need, even with your position as still the head, we need to delegate and then employ the right people for the right places. So in our structure, or in our own case, there was, because it's now a bigger organization where you have so many staff to be employed, you need an HR, you need an accountant separately. And all of this, the accountant is a member of the management team. It's going to tell us this is what we can afford, this is what we cannot afford, and things like that. And so we started small, like I said, but with expansion, that's when we needed all of this daily, weekly, monthly, and annual decisions. Of course, under accounts and the team, there's a budgeting system where everybody will come with their own, and we would then be able to tell them, this is what we can decide. I mean, this is what we can take, this is what we cannot take. So the management for us is strong. Then there is a need to connect with external groups or professional groups that we needed to. We needed to, because we said we were going to, we said it. Our vision is very clear. We wanted to run a Christian school. To be honest, I didn't know what it was all about, but the vision was very strong on me. It was a burden. And I penned the vision to educate children who would stand out, Spirit of God, wisdom, excellence, and all that. So I got connected with the Association of Christian Schools International. By the way, other professional groups, as you grow, it is necessary. So Association of Christian Schools International, ACSI, is an American body. But then the African group, we connected with them and we were growing. So we got accredited by them, and then they come to check on us. We have their standards. So it's good to associate with professional groups. I mean, there are the local ones, the Association of Proprietors, Association of Private Educators of Nigeria, and all of that. And then if you run external exams, we need to find out what are the details about these things that you do. It depends on what you do. In our own case, we're strong with APEN, we're strong with ACSI. And then, like we were told earlier on, it's about people. It's about people. And it's important that we listen to people. Now, another level for us to sustain the vision, if we want to, and we should sustain the vision, otherwise, then we will be unstable as an organization. So we train and train and train. We train staff internally. At the early stages, it was just me training. Now, because I've raised leaders, the leaders also are able to train. The leaders are able to train because they already have imbibed the vision. That is, every member of management now is able to train the people under them. But when we employ new staff, the HR is, okay, we need a teacher to teach maths in the junior school, for instance, or in the elementary school, primary 5 teacher. That teacher comes in, but that teacher has to be trained on what is the vision of dancer, what is the mission of dancer, imbibes, and we keep training. We train on communication, we train on all areas, and we groom them on what it is to be a Christian teacher, what it is to relate with these children, and all of that. So training. Somebody says, if you don't train them, you don't blame them. So everyone that comes in receive training on the vision and mission of the school. And this training is continuous as they come in, and even every short break that we have, we keep training. Before we start, we train. Also, so that you avoid fatigue, we need to allow others to take decisions on our behalf. They will make mistakes. Sometimes they will do certain things that you probably didn't agree with, but it's not something you are going to fight about, but you correct and then you move on. Otherwise, this fatigue that we're talking about will come. We've already been told what the fatigue is all about, brain fog and all that. And what Neil is saying, and really I'm excited about, is as a leader, as a business owner, let us not get to the point where there's fatigue. Because it's an emotional thing, let us not get to a point where we burn out. It's also physical. So that we also need to build the business where the vision, the mission is sustained. For me, I pray that dancer will outlive me. It will also keep going till Jesus comes. That's my prayer. But then if we're going to let it keep going, then we must sustain the vision. We must sustain the vision. And it's about people. I talked about ACSI earlier. There was a time I was the director for ACSI in Nigeria. But then the good thing was I had an administrator. I was also full-time director of, before I became president of the vision, of Dance of Christian Mission. I was doing the two together. But the good thing about the ACSI office was that I had an administrator. But the American office were kind enough to let me have an administrator. I was the only director that had an administrator that could, so two of us will attend meetings together at headquarters. Why? Because I had the dancer work to do and they knew it. But the good thing also was that there was a right time to leave. And so when I was leaving, the administrator became the director for Nigeria. And he's doing a good job because he was always going around with me, whether it was Johannesburg, whether it was the headquarters in Colorado Springs. So there's also the right time to exit. This is the point I'm making about that. But you would have trained someone. Who are you training? Who is learning from you? And so it's important to put a structure in place, like we've been told. It's important that we keep training and training on the vision and mission. It's important also to have a support group, but it's also important to listen to other people. In the case of a school, I listen to the students. There are times students will say, Mr. Akiyamiju, what if we do it this way? They have a strong student representative council. Listen to staff. When they're exiting, let them write, why are you exiting? What have you gained? What have you learned? What can we do differently? Their input is important. In the case of school, we listen to students, we listen to staff, you also listen to parents. That's one of something that many school owners do not do. PTAs can be interesting, but I have had wonderful PTAs. There are times we fight, but there are times we work together. We work together most of the time. Talking about the vision, my mission is the same, but mission statements, we have tweaked it a few times. One of the times a parent said to me, he said, you wrote in your vision statement, educating children to stand out and make a difference in their generation. He said, but Ma, what if you looked at it this way, make a godly difference? Because he said, I won't forget, many years ago, he said Hitler made a difference. So we then had to tweak. And so the points are, if you are going to run your business and not run it in the way that you will have a fatigue, decision fatigue, you have to allow others listen to, you are still listening in, you are still allowing others to participate. And those are things I just would like to put in the short time that I have. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. Wow. Wow, thank you so much, ma. Please, let's appreciate you. You kept to time and you have shared so much in 15 minutes. Thank you, ma. There are questions coming in. Just keep it coming in. We are going to go to question and answer session after Dr. Rebecca Adeyeye speaks. Over to you now, Dr. Rebecca. Thank you, ma'am. You're still muted, ma.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Hello, ma.
Good morning, everyone. And it's a pleasure to be here. And I want to say a very big thank you to NNEW Academy and to NNEW at large for having me. And but I have something against you guys, so I'm sure you want to hear it. How will you make me speak after these amazing women? You should let me speak first now. Yoruba people will say that egun ńlá ló ń kẹ́yìn ìgbàlẹ̀. So I don't understand this arrangement. You people, you just want to, it's like you want to throw me under the bus, but standing on the grace of God.
Not at all. You are loaded.
Standing on the grace of God, I would try my best to share, because he felt like the two mommies, big mommy, grandma, and the two mommies, they have just gone through my slide. I don't know. So he's feeling like, okay, what else do I have to say? What more can I add? And it's always a privilege. I've had this kind of experience before. So I think that grace I used then, I'm going to use it now. So I was invited to speak for First Bank alongside Mommy Pastor Ibuku Awoshika. And I was praying inside my heart that they will let me speak, okay, myself and also the former MD of NNNG, that liquefied gas, something like that, you know. And I was praying that they will let me speak first. At least I'll say what I have to say. You let the child babble so that the adults can talk. But to my surprise, they let the both of them come first before they call me. I wanted to faint. And I was wondering, what will I say? But the Holy Spirit said something to me. He said, they might have said everything that you wanted to say, but they've not said your experience. So go there and tell them your own experience. So anyway, I prepared slides that I will use, but as it is now, since they've run through my slide, maybe I will just infuse my own experience, and really I've gained a lot. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all that you have been doing in the business world, for being an example for us, because when we look at you, we are encouraged not to have fatigue, not to give up, and to keep on going. So thank you so much. So let me see if I can share my slide. I'm gonna try. Oh, yeah. Can everyone see my slide now?
Yes, it's up.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so let me put my timer on so that I can also try to try myself. Okay. But when I have like maybe 5 minutes more, just let me know. All right. So today I'll be speaking about avoiding decision fatigue, and we've heard a lot around that. And so I'm grateful to Neil, like I said, and I'm also grateful for the the people who have spoken ahead of me. I'm grateful to God for making me to be here. I always like to say this, that there is a reason why God kept me from dying. I was in coma some weeks, for some weeks, some years back, and I almost died, but God kept me here. And I've always seen my being around as a reason, that there's a reason why God kept me here. He could have just let me go to heaven and enjoy myself, but he said there's something for me to do. So when I have invitation to speak to people, I say don't take it lightly. I see it as one of the reasons why God kept me here. So if you are listening today and you are in this room now, please, in case you have been cooking noodles and be going up and down, you know, that's the thing about this online thing. That's why some of you don't want to switch on your camera. But as it is, you need to listen. God has something for you to hear. It's not a church service, but I believe that I have something that you need to hear. And every one of us, we go through this fatigue, and we need to know what to do about it. And that is why NNEW Academy has chosen this very important topic and has put it in the hands of amazing women so that your life can move. And I tell people, I said sometimes it's not only decision fatigue, sometimes we also have network fatigue, training fatigue. We just keep going for different trainings, going for different things, and learning a lot, but we do not take time to practice what we have learned. So I want to advise every one of us that please, while you are listening to me, get your writing pad and divide it into 3 parts. One part should be what you are doing that we said is okay, you continue doing it. Number 2, whatever you are doing that we have said in this meeting that you should look at it, maybe is not the best. So you put it under to stop doing. And things that is new to you that you need to learn, you also put it on the side so that you are listening. You will be putting them under different categories. It helps you to have it as an actionable point so that you can use what you are hearing, so that this will not be another training that you have archived and you will do nothing about it. It will just be a waste of the time of the academy and all the background work they have done. They want us to move and to move forward, to be better, and that's why this is here. So I want to say I'm grateful to NNEW, to every speaker, both speakers have spoken ahead of me, and also to my team, because for me to be able to do this, there are other things I'm supposed to do that they were covering. So I want to acknowledge my Lifefound team and my family too, my husband and my children, because, you know, I don't say it's a 15 minutes talk. If I tell you the preparation has gone into this, you will be shocked, because I take every opportunity very seriously, because I believe somebody's life depends on this meeting, and we will all share the testimony and hear it and celebrate what God is doing in our midst. All right. So leadership reality. Today, leaders are not overwhelmed because they lack intelligence. Every one of us, we have the seed of God in us. We are intelligent. But we are overwhelmed because there are too many decisions that we need to take. And many times we don't have the structure, or we have the structure, we are not complying. So sometimes it's a problem of lack of structure, and sometimes it's a problem of lack of compliance. If I want every one of us, if you have policies in your company where you have policies and all those structured documents, please put it in the chat box. I like to check my chat box when I'm in a meeting like this. So put it in the chat box. Oh, I have policy. Just say I have, or I have. I just want to see so that I will understand the mix of the audience. If you have structured documents in your business that tells you this is how to do it, what to do, and so on, put it in the chat box. I've not seen anyone write anything there. Only one person. I only see 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting. If you cannot type, just do copy and paste. Someone say, I don't have. I don't have. All right. So someone say it's not explicit. Is it what my question or the document you have? All right. So we can see from, if we look at the responses in the chat box, go through it, you see it, just open the chat box and see it. You can see that in this room of 87 people, less than 20% of us have a very good document that explains structure. I've not asked of all the people that said I have, we have. I've not asked how many people are following it. And this is where the issue of decision fatigue, this is where it stems, part of the areas where it stems from. When God gives you the vision to start your business, you have a vision, you have an idea. It's in your mind, it's bright, it's beautiful. The future is glorious. But if you have not been able to communicate it in a way that is documented, either in hard copy or soft copy or in both, for others to be able to interpret and run with it, then you have not done well, because everyone that come on board as your business grows, they will have their own idea. But if there is a Bible, I call it Bible of your business, it keeps everybody in line. It keeps everybody in line. All right. So decision fatigue looks what it looks like in an organization, because somebody may be in the room today and is wondering, what is this decision fatigue they are just talking about? What happens is that when your team, they are reaching out to you for approval, and you are finding it difficult to give them approval, either you don't have the time or you don't even know what to tell them. You just pen them like that. Or you make reactive decisions. You are not planning ahead. You are not strategic. And I want to tell all of us, as founders, as leaders of our organizations, our responsibility is to drive the vision. It's not to do the day-to-day nitty-gritty operational things. As you grow, I know initially you may have to be there, but growth is when you start putting structure in place for other people to do these things with you, so that you can excuse yourself to focus on growing the business. When your teams are waiting for you for permission, and every permission has to come through you, fatigue will come in place. You spend energy on routine issues instead of strategic growth. All of these things, they are signs that you are already having the fatigue. How to avoid decision fatigue? I'm going to speak around that briefly. Our mommy has talked about organogram. The last speaker spoke about organogram. So what is organogram? It is a diagram that shows line of command. Someone said that we are just 2 in my company, or we are just 3. So why do I need organogram? Sir, you need organogram. So you're going to say who is in hierarchy, as in who is higher than who, and who answers to who. Yes, you are 3. Sometimes when you draw your organogram as a small company, you may find one person, so one person's name may feature in like 3 or 4 places. It's still better that way, because when you have capacity to get more people to join your team, you will now know where you can remove someone's name and add the new name. But even if you are the only one, draw an organogram. Put a title there that this responsibility is supposed to be done by our accountant. Even though you don't have an accountant now, you are preparing for that, your future. An organogram helps you to create internal structure. Then you'll be able to, for every role, you'll now be able to put responsibilities around it. Then it shows hierarchy of reporting. Many of us, we are tired because there are things they are reporting to us or seeking our permission for that has no business. We have no business with such. So what happens? But before we go on, I'm going to talk to us on how to create systems in our business briefly. So there's something called the 4 P's of system. I wrote a book on entrepreneurship is a beautiful thing. It's a business management book. And there is a model that I proposed there that has 4 quadrants. And there's a quadrant that talks about system. But because of time, I will not be able to go into that. But I will show you what the model looks like. I call it the MEC Adeyeye entrepreneurship model. And someone said, yeah, she called it her name. Why not? Don't you call people's name other models? People name things. That's why you are creators, Actually, I wanted to give it another name, but a friend of mine said that give your model your name. I said, what of others if they can't call? He said, the way you are calling their name, they will call your own. All right. I hope this inspires somebody. It's not for everybody. All right. So back to what we are saying. So this is the model I propose. It's a 4 quadrant model that shows what entrepreneurship is. Number 1, what are the 4 things you need to do when you are starting a business? How does a business start? It starts from problem. It could be personal, passive, people's problem, or provincial. You can see the rest. It's in that book. The QR code is there if you are interested in reading it. All right, then there's solution quadrant, where when you think of a business, you start thinking of ideas, resources you will use, and you start creating products and services. And that's where most of us are. But where you will have peace of mind, where you have productivity and profit is in these systems. And where you will not have fatigue is in this system quadrant, that green part that has 4 P's. So if you don't want to have fatigue, those who say I have, what they have is what I'm trying to explain to you. You must have documents. You must have policies around your business. What are policies? Laws that govern your business. You will be shocked that as simple as punctuality can drive a founder crazy. When your staff don't come to work on time, and you're always telling them, if you want to have peace of mind, I'm just giving just one example. You can use these 4 P's for every problem in your business. Create laws around it and document the law. And when you document the law, the resumption is so time. But don't forget they are human, so give room for some flexibility. If you will not be able to get to work by so time, make sure you send an email, maybe a day before or something. You think about how to make it work. And when you do that, you train them also on it. You write policies, and also when you write your policies, put sanction there. Many people say that women, it's not good to work with women. They can be very emotional. They do this. Nobody should blackmail us. Write policy. On the day you are not angry, think about it. If somebody comes late or is perpetually late, what is the sanction? How do I want to handle that situation? If it comes late 3 times, you go to get verbal warning. The 4th time, we will write a query. And the 3rd time, you will let the person go. So it is written and you have trained them on it. So the day it happens, they will not say, that's our guy, he has pepper body, he's just sacking them. It is based on the laws on ground. So maybe this will help some people who are having fatigue in that area. But you can write laws around any area of your business and put it where everybody will have access to it. Keep training and retraining on it. I suggest you train on it during your monthly meetings. I hope every business does that, right? Another thing is processes. Make sure that whatever business you do, let's assume you make adire. Write it. How do you make adire? From buying in the market, you take it to the storeroom. The storeroom, the design people will do this. How it moves from team to team, from stage to stage.
As you decide the power bag and be using at the same time.
Write it down. The next thing, the next P is procedures. And what are procedures? I call them standard operating procedure. For every item of task in your business, you can start with the ones giving you a headache now, that is making you have fatigue, that everybody wants answers, direction, they are having questions, they are seeking permission. Write about it. What is the procedure? Let's assume that they are direct company. Write it. When you want to do cowrie design adire, this is how you do it from stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Write it step by step, so that if somebody does not have brain in their skull at all they need to do is just to pick that checklist or that SOP and follow it step by step, and they will arrive where you want them to arrive. This helps all your processes to be even, to be the same, even if different people are handling it. The third one is policing. Please, when you put structure in place and say, if somebody does this, this is how we'll celebrate them, follow through. The same energy you use to catch people that are not doing well in your business, the same energy you should use to sanction those who are not doing well, is the same energy you should use to celebrate those who are doing well. Some people only look out for people not doing well in their business, but when they see people doing well, they don't have that energy. Please, they are human beings. Be fair, be balanced. So those are the 4 P's. When you pay attention to these 4 P, definitely you'll be able to move to the purple quadrant, the benefit, the 4 C's. And the benefit of your business is not only to you alone. So don't be tired. Don't give up on your business, because you as a CEO is not only for you. Your clients, they are enjoying your business, the excellent services you are rendering. Your company staff, they are also getting blessed because you have that business. And by the reason of all of this that you are doing, the bigger community, even the global world, is getting blessed. So you are a blessing. You and your business, you're a blessing. Don't give up. And if you need support, you should also ask for help. If sometimes fatigue could be from external things that has nothing to do with your business. So women, check your health, especially people who are perimenopausal or menopausal. It could also give some level of fatigue that you can't understand. So look carefully. But this is a very deep topic. I don't know how we can go through every one of it. So you can see that I still have a lot to say. But however, I have a mentorship program that I've put together for those who are going through this challenge. If you need hand-holding, if you need support, just take a picture of your screen and you can join the wish list. It's not happening right now because I just lost my beloved mom and I'm planning her funeral. It's touching. So everything, but it's going to happen very soon by the grace of God. So please, if you want to connect, just take a picture of your screen and I will be glad to handhold you. So come join the Founders Mentorship Cycle. There's more. Thank you for listening. I have to rush through this. I hope you get something. Thank you.
I know. Thank you so much, man. Time is never enough. Thank you, Ma, for sharing with us. You share so much within that short period. When you have it inside, it's inside. It will always come up. Thank you so much, ma, Dr. Rebecca Ade. I'm always inspired to hear you talk entrepreneurship, knowing that you're a medical doctor. A whole lot in the professional field, doctors, lawyers, engineers. When it comes to entrepreneurship, they are just straight in their profession. Thank you so much, ma. So we have, I would also like at this point to recognize the Vice President of NNEW. When I say new, I just dropped in my spirit that a whole lot of our participants may not really know what it stands for. So NNEW, please, Dr. Ade, if you can stop sharing your slide, ma'am.
Okay.
NNEW is network of entrepreneurial women. So is for women, but I'm aware that we have men here. But the new academy is not limited to only women. So when we have programs, when we have webinars like this, we invite both male and female. Like I said earlier, that we have paid events, we have paid trainings, which the coordinator, the program coordinator will be talking to us about later on. So I want to really, really appreciate all our speakers for their time. And because we don't want to drag it, we want to go right ahead to the questions and answer so that they can share from their wealth of experience. There are some definite questions here. So I'll take the first question that dropped. And I think it's from when Mrs. Olaoshebiko took her session. The person asked a question, said, talking about saying no as a part of strategy to avoid decision fatigue. How do we say no to a boss who makes a demand after you have been engaged? Mrs. Olashe, are you still with us? If you're here, please, I'd like you to attend to that question. But if she's not around, I know the other speakers can always chip in. Of course, when a question is asked, any of the speakers can chip in. All right. So do we still have?
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, I'm here, but multitasking.
Did you get the question, ma'am?
Please, can you say it again?
Okay. So the question is, you spoke when you were saying there's sometimes we need to, of course. So this person is from the point of view, I think the person may be still under employment. He said, talking about saying no as a part of strategy to avoid decision fatigue. How do you say no to a boss who makes a demand after you have been engaged?
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to say no to your boss, you have to say it in such a strategic way that you are not seen as being a defiant. Like you are not being rude. You are saying it in a way that the boss will understand it, that it's not just in alignment with what you are supposed to be doing now, and the boss will not see it as a total rejection. So, for instance, if I'm your boss and I've given you so many things to do, and you know that you do not want to have decision fatigue, um, honestly, you must have been a good staff as well. People know what you do. You are not a defiant. You are not the one that is always running from responsibilities. So if you are telling your boss that, okay, I'm currently, sir, Ma, I'm currently working on what you gave me. I'm not yet done. I'm still on number 5. Can I defer this till tomorrow? You know, that's more like you don't even have anything you are doing and you are still saying no. You are saying no because that is what you should do so that you can get better results from what you have been given. I believe that will come great to your boss and not as something that makes you look very rude, or you are shifting responsibilities, or you are saying no unnecessarily. I hope that answered your questions.
Thank you, Ma. I'm sure it did. Thank you very much. Please admit, because I had to switch from laptop to phones because my network was dragging. There was one question. I actually saw 2 more. One was from Mrs. Bisola Oshodi, and then another person, Oluyemisi Daudu. Did you see that, ma'am? Mrs. Bukola Femi Ajala.
Oh, yes, I did. Okay, you want me to read it? Sure, I'll read it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
That's fine. Okay, so it's from Yemisi Daudu. Yeah, she mentioned that just hold on. But please, while I'm looking at that, Dr. Adeyeye, please help us put the link. I know it's on Seller and you had actually done the barcode, but please help us put the link of the book. Also, Mrs. Olaoshibikon also has some books. Please also do that as well. And then someone is also asking Dr. Adeyeye about the hard copy, that how can they get the hard copy? So help us put that there. So someone is interested in hard copy. And for those who want to join NNEW, we will share the link to join NNEW. And if you also want us to come in to have training or partnerships, that is NNEW Academy, please, I will also put my number there for you to get in touch with me later on. So to the question, yes, we have one from Oluyemisi Daudu. He says, for those of us that buy from a source and sell, what processes and procedures can we write down? I will take the second one because it's for Dr. Adeyeye. You're on the spot. It says, Abisalo Oshodi says, what is the difference between processes and procedures? So take the two in one. Please drop the other questions and then we'll take it.
Sorry, can you help me repeat the first one?
All right, so the first one is from Yemisi Daudu. She says, for those of us that buy from a source and sell, what processes or procedures can we write down?
All right. Like I said, thank you, ma'am. Like I said earlier on, when you are writing these documents, you are writing it because it will save you from fatigue. It will help you as your team grows, and it will also help your team to grow. So if you are buying and selling, there are many procedures you can, processes or documents or policies you can write. You can write about reorder. What is your policy on reorder? When do you do reorder? At what point? So you can write a policy that, okay, whenever we stock and whatever we are selling gets to maybe 20%, maybe you bought 100 things and it's getting to like 30 or 25 pieces, that is when you will reorder. So that when you get bigger, it will not be like you've done sponsored ad, you've advertised and so on, and your staff will now tell you, sorry, we don't have any product on ground, and people already paid, and you already told them they will get it next tomorrow. And probably it takes you maybe a week or 2 weeks to stock. So anything that is going to cause you trouble in your business, you can write policies around it. You can write procedures around it. You can write processes around it. So anything, you can write it. In fact, up till your policy on logistics, you will see some people, you will message them and say, please let me send my items through the pack. They will say, no, we don't sell it through the pack. That is their policy. So, and if you ask them, there must be a reason why they said they don't do it. It may even be faster sometimes, but maybe they've lost goods that way before. So you also write from the experiences you've had or others have had that you don't want to have. What are the things you should do around it? So you write laws around it. This is how to do it, this not to do it. Write it down. Let it be in black and white. Let it be in soft copy. You are developing things about your business. And that's why some people, they will apply for grant, they won't get it. Some will apply, they will get it. So sometimes it's not how big your business is, it's how well, how structured it is. So you are already laying the foundation of structure. So I'm sure if we have time later, we can dive deeper into it. There are so many, there's no business that should not have these things. No business. Every business should. So I hope I've answered your question, but in case I have not, you can connect with me later so that I will not take too much time. Then the next question is that what's the difference between the process and procedures and processes? So I'm going to give an example. I don't know what, the person who asked the question, if you are still in the house, please drop, thank you for all the condolence messages in the chat box. Thank you so much. Drop your sector. Let me have an idea of what you do. If you are still in the house, the person that asked the question about the difference between processes and so that we can use an example. Somebody should just drop any example. So I will give an example around it. Training, all right. All right. So For training business, you can write processes around. If you offer training, training could be that you organize the training, you call people to join. It could also be that you offer it as a service to companies. So you can write process around it. That, okay, if you want to hire me to speak, which I also did indirectly to whoever linked up with me on this particular speaking engagement. Because we are friends, everybody knows everybody, I'm part of NNEW and everything. So we know each other. And the message came by WhatsApp. But because of the structure, the process of my training business, I redirected that conversation to email. So I told the person, I said, thank you for this, checking out with me if I'll be available for this. Kindly send invitation to this email address. So that is an example of process. That if somebody wants to call me, this is the email I use. This is the email I use for getting booking. I have so many emails, but I've dedicated one to booking, speaking engagements in Nigeria. So this is the one I use. I will not use any other one. It's part of my process. And when you reach out to me and you send me the invitation, the next thing is that I'm going to send you my profile picture and profile. So you don't even have to ask me. Immediately I check it and I see that I'm interested, I will send these things to you. So it's showing how to go from one stage to another. So process is like how you go from one stage to another. But procedure is how you do one thing. So procedure could be, how do I write a response email? So my response email will be appreciation for reaching out to me. It will contain my profile. It will contain my profile picture. And if it's people that I want to charge, I'm going to put my speaker, my speaker charges. I'm going to put it there, which will contain how much you are going to charge me depending on different things I want to do for you. You want me to do for you, and where you pay into. So process talks about moving from stage to stage through your business or through what you do. Why procedure talks about how to do one task. You are going to write it in details as if the person that wants to do that task does not even have a brain at all. It's not an abuse. It's not like you are looking down on anyone. No, even you can use it. It just saves you from too much talk and errors, so that somebody can represent you and they will get the exact same result. For example, you that you are in training, if you want to write about SOPs on your slide production, you may have a specific template you use. So everybody that works with you, they must use that template. They can't use their own templates. They must use that template, because with time, you will not be the only one training in that company. As it gets bigger, you will have other trainers. You may even want to bring other people. They are not your staff, but maybe other company, or maybe you have training opportunities. You're like, I can't take all of it, Dr. Adeye, you come and take these ones for me. So I'm not going as my company. I'm going in your name. So you said, this is our slide template. This is what you should use. So that is it. So procedure is standard operating procedure is the exact way to do a particular task step by step. Why process just talk about the flow, how it flows from one level to another, but how you want it to be. So I hope I've answered. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adeye. You have nailed it. All those other very, very personal questions, you have to consult. She's a trainer. Okay. So I have a question for Mrs. Akinyemiju. Just let me get it.
Sorry, I have my hand up. You may not recognize this. This is Mrs. Olaoshibikon. I just want to add briefly to what Dr. Adeye said about those buying and selling, and they are looking for how they can put processes to their business, because I come by a whole lot of people like this, because they think once they are selling fish or they are selling bananas, they don't have to have structures. Some of the things you need to put as your process would be how you buy and how you sell, so that you are buying rightly and you are selling at a correct price. You are not just buying and you are using the money to buy things, to buy foodstuffs to take back home. You need to also have a record as part of your process. You need to do your research where you are actually supposed to buy cheaper so that you can sell at a good price. I just thought I should chip this in. And then your branding, don't think because you are selling foodstuffs, you don't need to brand. Your business name must be there. You have to brand properly so that people will know you for who you are and what you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Please, Celestina, kindly mute your mic. Thank you very much. So this one goes to Mrs. Akinyemi, ma'am. I think it was a poster that the program coordinator, when she was giving us what to expect. So, ma, I would like to ask you, what are some common but often overlooked decisions that drain entrepreneurs mentally on a daily basis? What are some common but often overlooked decisions that drain entrepreneurs mentally on a daily basis? Mr. Akinyemi Juma. Did you get the question, ma? Please, admin, can you help me to check if she's still on the call?
Okay, I think she. Maybe you'll ask someone on one of those to take it.
Okay. Okay, Mrs. Olashe, because she wants to go. Please, ma, can you help us with that question before you sign out?
Sorry, what's the question?
I asked, what are some common but often overlooked decisions that drain entrepreneurs mentally on a daily basis? They are very common, but often we overlook them.
I don't know what is wrong with my network.
Did you get it, ma'am?
You were seasoned a little bit.
Yes, this network is really seasoned. I asked that there are some common decisions that we overlook, but overall they drain us mentally.
Oh, okay. For instance,
can you help us to just pinpoint them? Is it in our processes? Is it in our structures? What we do daily that most times entrepreneurs overlook, and at the end of the day, person get the burnout syndrome.
It's actually both in processes and structures and everything in between. And Dr. Adeyeye touched on that. Little things like, when do you get to work? What happens to you if you don't get to work early enough? Like you as the head of a place, you already have in mind what your subordinates will do for the next day, and behold, you get to the office and this person is not there or is late in coming, and you've already scheduled this person for this. That can really take the heat on you, and then you start wondering, what are you going to do? How are you going to be focused? Because there are some things you have already planned to be focused on for the day. And so some of these things, if you don't put structures in place, if you don't put what would happen, the penalties you have, how you should do things when you want, like if you are not coming to work, what you should do, your reporting line and all of that. If we don't put all of these into place, they can actually get us into trouble with decision fatigue. And then when you jump between tasks, when you don't
Thank you
have
very much, ma.
clear priority, that can also affect your daily decisions. Thank you for having me. Let me just use this as my.
Thank you very much. Thank you Thank you so much, Ma, for your time. Please, on the chat box, the program coordinator had dropped the new academy details, the phone number, the email. Even those requesting Dr. Adeye's email, please, you will reach New Academy, specifying what it is you want, and New Academy will reach Dr. Adeyeye. I think it's a proper procedure to follow. Thank you very much. I wanted us to have the understanding of what's here. So further communications on how to get Dr. Adeye's books and the mentorship will be put out there for you. We have some time, maybe, but I still can see Mrs. Adu on the call. I don't know if it's a network problem, but
yes, it was
I
a
see
network problem.
a question.
Okay.
On the platform. Okay, Ma, you're back on the call.
Yes.
Yes, please, Ma, there's a question I want to ask you. Just let me get it. So, Ma, from your experience as an entrepreneur in Nigeria, very many years of experience, when did you first realize that decision fatigue was affecting your leadership or your business outcomes? Are there signs we should look out for as an entrepreneur that look, decision fatigue it has set in my process or in my structure, or even me as a person?
Thank you so much. Thanks for this question. You know, in my introduction, because I was trying to just make it so fast to stay within my 15 minutes. Now, I said everything was coming to my desk. Inquiries, letters, emails, everything was coming to my desk. And I'm going to say this to us, every entrepreneur, as we grow, the business is growing, but then you are also aging with the system. And for me personally, now this is personal, I started late. I started, for instance, the Dancehall High School at 47. And this is to encourage someone here. Now, I saw that I was overworking with over deciding, with having too many decisions, too many roles you are playing. You find out, because I'm a tea lover, I could just drink tea throughout the day and not eat. That way, I was really, really stressed. And this is really decision overload and burnout and all of that. And like I said, it came to a time where I realized this would no longer cut it. So I decided to sit down. And then one of the things I said, you need people. So you get counsel from people. You could also get people that you are going to, I said you evaluate yourself. At that point, I wanted to cut some of the work, give some of the things to people to do. At that time, they were not doing it exactly right, but then people desired us, and then we were expanding, and that's why I needed to now begin to delegate. I began to assign things to people. So this was about 5 years into the work. This was 5 years into the work. And so again, in delegating also, you could also get external groups to do things for you. And so this, one should not hesitate. And one last word is this: be formal. Let's be formal. I decided to be formal. You friendly as you want to be. You know, the other speakers were talking about time consciousness and all that. Let's be formal. And of course, with time, our technology depend on people to do certain things. Like I said, they could make mistakes, but you will correct them. So when I realized it and I decided to be leaving things for people, things got better for me, because your health is important. Your health is important. I believe this is why NNEW is talking about this, so that one does not burn out. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. delegation. You know, sometimes some of us, me, I'm guilty of that. You delegate and then you go around and do it because you feel, oh, I don't know if this person will get it, or but we just need to start from somewhere. Thank you, Ma. So it's important we delegate and just have trust, have faith that who you have delegated to can do what you have asked. I have a question from Charles Ekanem, and he says, how does poor communication affect decision fatigue? He said any speaker can answer this. How does poor communication affect decision fatigue?
Well, maybe I could come in here. We were talking earlier, and the other speakers were talking about policies, structure, and all of that. There should be a policy as the business grows and as the structure is developed. There should be a process and structure for everything. There should be a policy on communication, and that's what the organogram is all about, the organizational chart. So this is the line of direction. This is who you report to. Then when it comes to communication, so many parts, the kind of English you write, the kind of emails to write, who responds to it, and who you copy, who you do not copy. There must be a policy in the system. And to answer the question, how does it affect? If the wrong person answers, it can really damage the face or the vision. Don't forget, we're talking about the vision and mission of the business. If the wrong person answers and gives the wrong answer on that particular state of situation in the office, it can damage the system. It can damage so many years of what we have put together. So that's why somebody needs to look into it. Somebody needs to be in charge. Somebody that you have delegated to is also good to cross-check. I tell people cross-check. You have given an assignment to someone, please cross-check. Cross-check. It doesn't mean that you don't trust the person, and let them know that you are going to cross-check. So it gives a positive or negative. Communication is so key in any establishment. Thank you.
Ma, you are muted.
Yeah.
Yes,
my hands are up. Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead, Ma. Go ahead, Ma. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So about communication, communication is a very big topic. In fact, so much that is probably what some people study for years in school. So it's very important. And we Africans, we have some words that just one word will have 2 or 3 minutes. You know, and there's an adage in Yoruba, I don't know how I've turned to Yoruba teacher today, that says that ọ̀rọ̀ òun ló ń yọ obì lápò, òun náà ló sì ń yọ ọkọ̀ nínú àpò. You people should clap for me. So what it means is that you can speak and someone will give you gifts. You can also speak and somebody will bring out an arrow from the quiver to shoot the person. So it's important how you speak, what channel you speak through, who you speak, and I like what our mommy said, who also responds. But I know that for us who are just starting small, if we hear so much about these things, we think that, oh, it's because mommy has so many staff, big school, and so on. But we can start from somewhere. So I will tell you something that happens for businesses that are still growing or that are still small. It's so easy for you to want to do your communication by face-to-face or phone call. Very easy. But if you have written the policy and says that for official communication, our line of communication is email, I will encourage you not to use WhatsApp because sometimes WhatsApp deletes messages. You cannot find them again. And it could mean a lot or cost you a lot. So email is very good. So they can use WhatsApp to get attention faster, but it's to send reminder for something that they've sent on email. But because you see each other, and sometimes you are friends, you are really, you love each other, everybody is together. It's so easy to just say, I've spoken to my line manager, I've spoken to your guy about it. So I will tell you what I do in my business. Maybe it will help you. So I let all my staff know that the official means of communication of official matters is email. But some of them will be looking at you. Why will I be sending email when I can see you face to face? They don't get it. Don't be angry at them, but still be firm. So I will tell them, it adds another layer when you even have some of them as your family member. But if you have your policies, your 4 Ps in place, you can hire anybody, including your parents, your children, and everything will still go right if you do the policing well. Because I have done it. So what happens is that at workplace, because by the way I talk, you can sense that I'm a sanguine. So I'm very friendly. I'm chatty. If you are my staff, you are not looking well, I'm in your matters, that what is happening, this and that. If I think it's hunger, I can give you money to buy food. I can even buy food and say they should buy your own, join my own, and give it to you. I'm that friendly. So sometimes staff may not be able to differentiate when friendship stops and work starts. So when they come and say, Oga, next week is the naming of my elder brother, and the baby is living in my house, this one, I have to be there. I will say, oh, congratulations. If I have something, I will give them and say, do for. I say, but this conversation is a personal conversation. As far as this business is concerned, you have not informed us. So don't take this as application for leave. So I will let them know. So I'm just trying to tell us how communication can cause fatigue and how you can handle it through putting structure in place. And they will look at me that, but I've told the owner of the business. But when the owner of business is telling you that this conversation is just a gist, it is not official until you write a mail. Stamp. If the person by omission still did not write the mail, get the right approval, and still went for that thing in the name that she told me inside our gist, that policy that says that whoever goes on leave or did not say what is written in that policy, we will do it to the letter. We will do it to the letter. You say, if the sanction is that you take maybe a week break or we'll suspend you or something, whatever it is, I don't mind to give. If you say that you don't have food to eat, I can even give you money to eat in those days. Well, you will not come to work. It's not from business matter. I'm giving you as a personal thing. If I want to, if I don't want to, if you don't stick to it, if you have policies and you don't stand by it, it is as good as you don't have it. And see, let me tell you something. Your staff, they behave like children sometimes. I'm sorry to use the word, and I will tell you what I mean. Please don't quote me out of context. So this is what I mean. Children, your children, they know your weakness. So let me give you this gist. A friend told me one day, she said that her daughter knows that she does not like to hear children cry. I think it makes her feel uncomfortable. It's just to an extreme. She has this extreme, she can't stand it. So because of that, she tries to prevent her children from crying. So one day the daughter told her, he said, maybe she told the daughter to do something and the daughter was like, she's not going to do it. Do you know what the daughter told her? He said, and I will cry. She already understands the mother's weakness that she cannot stand the cry. That day, the woman said, if you cry, you will cry. If I'm going to beat you and go inside the room and cry, this one, you will do it. So it's just the same thing with your staff. They know that when you speak, you don't follow through. They know that when you have policies, you do favoritism. If somebody says something, you say yes to one, you say no to other. Don't let your emotion rule your business. Let the law, the policies be the final say. So much that even the policy guides you. You can't do otherwise, except the policy is changed, is announced, and training is done around it. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, Dr. Adeyeye, for speaking from your heart. Thank you, Mommy Adu Akinyemiju, for your time and from sharing from your wealth of experience. We appreciate you so much, ma. And a big thank you to Mrs. Olaoshebiko OK for your time as well. It's been a very engaging and a very rewarding time, learning, relearning, unlearning. And our prayer is that every one of us will go back and begin to apply this in our different businesses. Just like Dr. Rebecca said earlier, what we are doing now, we don't want to continue to do. What we plan now to start doing and things that we must stop, that will help us to, it's all about moving our businesses to the next step. So I want to thank the Academy for the opportunity to do this. We're about to wrap up, but I will call on the Academy coordinator, Pastor Kemisola Toluwanimi, to give us key takeaways, reflections, and of course, closing remarks, introduction to NNEW and the Academy. Thank you, ma. I yield the mic to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, we should remember to take the picture before everyone goes away. I don't know whether whether Kopsol has gone. So when are we taking the picture before I go on? Is it after I do this?
Okay,
yes.
maybe we, yes, okay.
What do you think, moderator? Go ahead, ma. After this, shortly, between your the time you are doing the wrap up and the closing, maybe shortly before the closing, we'll just come up.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much to our guest speakers. I want to believe that everyone has taken a lot out of the sessions, but I think what I would like to just do for this session is, I don't know whether you saw my RACI model. There's something I call a RACI model, which will also help us quickly when we need to, to take decisions or when we need to do the right thing in management, in our organization. I put something, we call it the RACI model. Please don't go so that we can take a picture. I'm going to make this snappy. I want to do two things then before I talk about a program. The RACI model is RACI. It talks about who is responsible. Who is responsible? When you want to do anything, to take a decision or you have something to achieve, at times people say, oh, you didn't tell me, and they are beefed, or I wasn't informed. It has happened to me when I was in an organization, and we came up with the RACI model through some of our consultants then. Who is responsible? Who is accountable? Who is to be consulted? Who is to be informed? You will not leave anybody out if you go through the RACI model. Of course, I'm not saying everything that has been said. Of course, everything is perfect, but if you want to make it snappy, who is responsible? Who is accountable? Who is to be consulted? Who is to be informed? Thank you so much. Wow. I want to appreciate all our guest speakers. God help us to choose well. The Holy Spirit help us to choose well. It was not easy to choose because we had to just trust God that it will help us so that we will bring the right people. We know there are so many right people, but God just brought this crop of speakers for us and say thank you so much. From this, look at the background of Ms. Sola Oshebiko. Look at the background of Ma'am Adu Akinyemiju. Wow. I was just enjoying the different vibes that came to the program. And then Dr. Adeyeye. From what we have taken here today, we know that when we are taking decision, you have to, I think what I would say is that you consider yourself. You have to be old before you can take good decisions. You have to perform a sort of analysis on yourself so that, yes, different perspective. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Jala. So, because if you are not, even yourself, you are not grounded, you cannot take good decisions. And like somebody said, If you say you will not even decide, you have decided not to decide. So you must make sure you are sound. For me, physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. You must be firm when you want to also take decision. Maybe, at times some of us are softies. We don't want anybody to be hurt. So we have learned today that when you need to take any decision, whenever you want things to work according to the policy, you must make sure you enforce the policy. Because some of the time, people are partial. I've seen it. When it comes to this person, I've seen it with some leaders, and I've seen it all around. And we're not trying to judge anybody. You are partial with this person, but when it comes, to that person, you hit that person hard. People see all these things. So as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, we need to be firm when we take, because we must remember that anything we do that we don't do well in our organization is going to have an adverse effect on the organization invariably. So we must avoid decision fatigue, take care of ourselves, and then regularly perform appraisal. I call it audit, personal audit, so that we would, that's what I've gotten from this. I didn't put it down here, but personal audit to know where you are yourself, so that your decisions will be sound. You will know whether you need to take a rest. You will know whether you need to sit down. What should I not be doing? What should I start doing which I wasn't doing? What should I stop doing which is not doing? Because when I should continue doing this and I should start doing this. So thank you so much for all that we are taking away. Let us be firm. For me, what I always say is that we need to check ourselves as leaders. What are the things that I myself should work on? It's so important. I've gotten that from the session, and I want to believe everybody has gotten that. And I say thank you, Mrs. Adu Ola Akinyemiju. Thank you, ma'am. I always admire you. God will continue to bless you. Dr. Rebecca Adeyeye. Wow. I always also listen with rapt attention because I've sat down. Some of your, yes, I really admire everyone that came today. I admire Dr. Rebecca Adeyeye and Mrs. Kuforola Olaosebikan, we call her fondly. Also, we are valued. I'm still going back to sit down with this. That's what I normally do, and really watch this. But for this, those that came, we appreciate you also. One thing we would like you to do is, what do you want to do immediately? What are you going to do? I always do it in training. Your back home action plan. I call it back home action plan. Back home. Back home can be when you go back to your job, just when you're what do you want to do? Please, can you put it there as I'm going to complete my own segment of this? What are you going to do? Those that have been listening, what are you taking away? Because if we sit and we say all these things and you just, oh, it was wonderful, oh, it's so beautiful, what are you going back to do? Even if I always advise 3, but at least 1. Will you just put it in the chat? We may not be able to read it. What am I going to do? What is my takeaway? I want to know your own takeaway. What's going to happen? What am I going to do differently? What am I going to start doing? What am I going to continue doing? What am I going to stop doing? Back home action plan. Please put it there while I share with us our next trainings in the academy. We appreciate you all, and I know that God will continue to bless you. Oh, yes, thank you. Back home action plan. Yes, please don't say I will change. That's not. Be specific. Let us see the measurable. And when do you want to start? You might continue after, but let's see something. Yes. Thank you. Modupe Eka. Yes. Structure. Yes. Those are specifics. We want to see specifics. It will help you just for your own sake also, and for the sake of your business. Thank you so much. Yes. Differentiate between our processes. I love what I'm saying. I love what I'm saying. So let me continue so that I will not keep us here. So we can continue to check what has been here. I was told that I should talk about, am I still on track? Program admin, yes. To talk about oncoming training.
You can share your slide now, ma.
Yes, I'm doing that now. Thank you. So we have upcoming trainings in the academy. We have what we call the International Labor Organization Expand Your Business Workshop. Some of us in the academy, we are trainers. Some of us are master trainers with various experiences, very diverse and powerful. There's this program called the Expand Your Business for Growth and Oriented Enterprises. Part 1 will take place in April. We give, and then part 2 in May. It's for you. In fact, for what I've said today, it will be very useful for most of us. You want to put structure in place. You want to have core values. You want to have a mission, a vision. This program is going to help you to be able to do all that. You put your core values in place. You will see how to, how to check the market, how to penetrate market, how to know the right market for you. It's a powerful one, and it's from the International Labor Organization. We happen to have been trained several years ago by ILO and by a supervisory agency, then NECA, and the story has been improving and getting better and better. Then number 2, AI advantage. How smart businesses grow with artificial intelligence, April 2026. That one will come, or I think that one is coming up first before the EYB. So please, like we said earlier, you have been part of this, try and be part of the paid up training. So because it's going to benefit you. Our trainings are highly subsidized so that more entrepreneurs will be partaking. It's not just our new members, it's for all business owners that care to attend. We have had people attending from abroad. We are still expecting more by the grace of God. Yes, yes, we are expecting more participation, but you will benefit. I thank God for that. So I'm going to go straight to, let me go straight to NNEW itself so that we can wrap up quickly. NNEW. Yes.
You didn't share your slide. I helped you to share the one from Academy. So you probably have to take of that now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did share it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I didn't have sharing right.
So you do, ma. You do, ma. So you can.
What about now?
It's not coming up. So maybe
it's not coming up.
It's not coming up, but we actually put the link on the chat box for those who want to join NNEW. So, so while you are talking, we'll keep sharing.
What about now? It's not coming up yet.
It's not coming up yet, man. We'll keep sharing the link, so you can go ahead and engage, man.
Okay, okay. Let me see. Okay, maybe this is what happened. What about now?
Not yet, man. I think you should just go ahead and engage.
Okay, let me just go ahead.
We'll keep
You
sharing.
can also send it to someone, maybe through WhatsApp or somewhere, so that they can help you share it here. If it's something that you really want to share.
Okay. I don't know why it's not sharing, because I have it shared. Just a minute. That's very interesting. Okay, I'll just go on. Okay, I think I know what happened now. Something happened here. Yes, a minute. Okay, I got it. I got it. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we just want to talk about NNEW, what we stand for, very quickly, so that we can. Okay, sorry. What I want to pick is what is new? What is new? NNEW is NECA's network of entrepreneurial women. It's a platform established in 2005 under the aegis of NECA. NECA was a supervising agency, and it's a forum for women entrepreneurs to focus on issues that are crucial to the thriving of their businesses. An institution for fostering an enabling environment towards the success of women in entrepreneurship. We have evolved. Our core values: poise, professionalism, opportunities, integrity, service, and excellence. Our mission: empowering women to embrace entrepreneurship and achieve total well-being while impacting others. And our vision is to be preferred network for building generations all successful women entrepreneurs. And I think we're on track, and by the grace of God, to get better. So in New Academy, I'm not going to read this because of time. We have a faculty, we have a supervisory committee, and through this, we are able to reel out, training programs, have meetings, so that we can have the best. And we are always trying to scan the environment, search the environment, also research to see what is best for entrepreneurs in a particular season. That's why you see AI. That's why you see growth-oriented. That's why you have avoiding decision fatigue. So that's what we are. So I'm going to stop there. So if you want to join new, I believe the link has been sent, so you can be part of us. And please, the next time we have a program and we are calling you to be part of this, please, even if it's going to be paid for, please join us, because programs in the academy are highly subsidized. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone. I'm grateful for your attention.
Okay, so thank you, Ma. Yes, I think it's time to take our pictures before I finally hand over to our moderator. So please, can we put on our video? Moderator, you want to take over now? Please, can we
Yes,
put on
I was going to say that everyone should kindly put on a video.
Yes. So, Administrator Adeolu, are you ready for us? Can you cue us in?
Yes, ma'am, but some people are still. Yes, ma'am, we are ready, but people are still putting on their
All right,
cameras.
so probably you take it page by page. Are you page 1 should be full by now? Because we are also aware some people might not be disposed to such. I can see our Vice President, Madam Bolanle Edwards. See me dancing for you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting us. And give our regards to our dear President.
Thank you.
Okay, so Adela, are you ready? Dikiniloma, I hope all our executives that are on the platform, you have recognized them.
Yes.
You know,
Though the number has dropped, but let's go.
You are good at these things, better than I do. All right, Adiolu, are you ready? So please don't keep us waiting. Just take it. Take page 1, just page 1, page 2, 3, and we're good to go.
I think we are.
Yes, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Thank you. Over to you, Dikiniloma. A sweet moderator.
Wow. Ladies, just appreciate yourself that you stay true and that you have penned down the actions you're going to take. We're looking forward to seeing businesses scale, expand, more money, because as more money comes in, it will cascade. I want to thank the Academy, New Academy. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this. Thank you, the coordinator of New Academy, Pastor Kemishola. Thank you for the program coordinator, Mrs. Buki Femi Ajala, and all the committee members of New Academy. Thank you, ma'ams. Thank you once again and again, our amazing speakers, and of course you that attended. We look forward to seeing you in more of New Academy's training programs. We have been told about some. So please keep checking up. There's so much more you can gain from the Academy. Thank you, Mars. It's a wrap. Thank you. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see your face again. Keep in touch. Keep in touch.
Are we still going to pray?
Yes, ma'am.
Deaconess, any prayers?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. That's your family, man.
We're good.
Thank you. Go with God's blessings. Thank you.